I was gonna go to the grocery store, but I had to work on a video. I was gonna edit a video, but I had to go to the grocery store. Excuses, you hear them all the time. And when it comes to social media and late adapters, it becomes exponentially heard over and over again. So in this video, what I did, I collected some of the excuses I hear late adapters give me or that have mentioned in conversations as to why they won't make that big dive into social media. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben O. Villarreal. I am board mayor across all my social medias. And these are the videos, these are the segments that are dedicated to the late adapter, helping you, helping them, helping us put a better handle on the very complex world, the sometimes complex world of social media and creating very, very practical solutions. So let's talk about some of the excuses that I've heard over time why late adapters won't dive into social media and make it a part of their outreach. The first excuse that I've heard over and over again is, I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm sure that for a lot of things you don't have time, and I'm not going to say you make time. I'm going to say that you kind of carve out time. Social media is extremely important in today's world moving forward. If you look at the global pandemic, one thing it taught us was that social media became a communication tool. And when late adapters say, well, I don't have time, it means that they haven't carved out the time. The fact of the matter is, moving forward from this day on into the future, social media is going to be a very prevalent part of our society, and it's going to be a very prevalent part of our day-to-day business. So late adapters, if you're listening to me, start carving out time to dedicate to your social media. You won't be sorry that you did. The second reason that I'm going to give you, or excuse rather, that I hear often having to do with late adapters is, nobody cares what I have to say. Well, to that I'll answer and say, how do you know if you haven't shared anything? And I'm not being smart about it or cute about it. I hear that nobody cares what I have to say. You don't know what the person on the other side of this lens cares about. Now, I know that we're trying to do social media for business. This is not for recreation, this is for business. But oftentimes the other things that surround a person that make you you are things that help you become relatable to other people. So when you talk about gardening, if you like gardening, if you talk about hunting, if you talk about fitness, if you talk about food, whatever you talk about, it helps people understand who you are as a person, who you are as a business person too, and what services you can possibly offer their family. So it's about a great big holistic understanding of who you are as people and business people. And the third reason I'm going to tell you about social media and how it kind of interacts with us and as late adapters is that I hear the comment, if I do social media, people will know what I'm doing. I'm going to be giving up my privacy. And the simple fact of the matter is that yes and no. What I mean by that is social media is something that you engineer. You decide how much you're going to share. And believe you me, you being able to share things is very, very important, and it helps you in your business, in your outreach, and your message. So again, if you think that your privacy is important to you, which I'm sure it is, you decide what you're going to share and what you're not going to share. You don't have to share everything. When you become more comfortable and understand what people want to hear or what people enjoy, then you start sharing little bits and pieces that allow them to see again who you are as a person and what services you can offer their family. It all comes down to that. Fourth reason is kind of a fun one, and that I think I can understand when late adapters tell me this, and it goes something like this. I don't look good on pictures. I don't look good in videos. Well, whoever does. In today's world, I think we can all afford to lose a few pounds, or we have too much gray, or we have extra wrinkles. You know, the thing about it is that when somebody walks in your door, if you're a business person and you're doing some social media, you really want to look the way you look here. You don't want to give them the false impression that you look something different. And you know what, we're all trying to become better people and maybe getting more fit, whatever the case is, but be you. The wonderful part about social media, if you do it right, is that there's only one you, and the uniqueness of your personality can sometimes be an extraordinary calling card. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Now definitely, look for the good angles, look for the good light. try to do your very best to look good in front of this eye that captures so much, but understand that we all have insecurities, but work through them and find what works for you, but do share your visuals of who you are. It's about letting people know what you value and what you are as a person out there in the community. Now, the fifth reason that I've heard late adapters mention is something that I think probably reflects social media some time back, and the comment is, social media, it's for kids. Well, I think at one point it probably was, a long time ago, but as the evolution of social media into our society, you've noticed that it's become a larger and larger part of who we are in our business and professional life. Again, going back to the global pandemic, all you have to do is look at what happened. You started having virtual meetings of city councils, housing boards, county commissioners. All over, they were having meetings on these virtual platforms because it's not for kids. It's a technology that's very valuable. Now, when we're trying to get vaccinated for COVID, you checked on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter to find out where the locations were. When they were announcing some restrictions on COVID and how we should kind of maneuver ourselves in the community, they use social media. So no, it's not for kids. That was a long, long time ago. This is social media, not for entertainment. This is social media for business. So there you have it, some reasons that late adapters give quite often for not making that big plunge into social media. Now, the reason that I discuss these excuses is not to make fun of anybody or to make some kind of humor out of it, not at all. It's so once you talk about them, once you discuss them, they're out in the open, they're no longer an issue. These opportunities are there for you to grow your business, grow your branding, and let people know what you're all about. And if you have any questions or comments, you can drop a comment down there, send me a DM. I'll be happy to discuss anything you want to talk about. And late adapters and everybody in between, I remind you, yes, it can be complicated. Social media can be also complicated, but you all keep on grinding. We'll see you next time.